Hey everybody, welcome back to the Joyful Candle on YouTube. My name is McKenna. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is so awesome to be back. Today I am doing a November's end of November empties video. If you guys watched my last empties video, it was November, like mid-November empties, and I had a lot of candles in that empties video. Today, I do have some candles, but not quite as many as I had with my mid-November empties. I actually have a little bit more like home beauty empties today. So I'll kind of go through those, and then I think I'm going to start with my candle empties first so that you guys, if you don't want to watch home empties, you can just exit out of the video, since my channel is mostly focused on candle related things. But I do think it's kind of fun to talk about products that I've gotten through, especially like home products and beauty products. I feel like it takes a lot of time to get through some of those. So it's always kind of an accomplishment when you get through something. So anyways, I'll talk a little bit about some of the things I've been enjoying. So let's hop right in. I have mostly Bath and Body Works, and actually I do have a couple Yankees as well. So let me just chat about a couple of these empties here. I am gonna start with one that I've really been enjoying. This is Cozy Sunday Night, and I think I've talked about this particular, let's see if I can get it to focus. Hello. There we go. This particular fragrance before. This is a really pretty fragrance. Let me just read the notes. Warm cinnamon, crystallized ginger, and vanilla bean. Burned pretty well all the way down to the bottom. Got a little bit murky towards the bottom, but honestly, I felt like I had pretty good performance from this in general. Anyways, so this particular candle came out in 2023 in like the fall. Melanie, actually, from Mr. Kong's mom, she was the one that kind of encouraged me to burn this more towards holiday or like Christmas time. The reason for that is she felt like there was sort of like a tree, like a warm tree note type of fragrance, and that it just the notes itself lended more of like a Christmas time feel, and I totally agree with her on that. So I actually saved this for Christmas time, and I'm really glad I did because I feel like I really enjoyed this particular fragrance more than when I had burned it in the fall, like especially the year that I got this. I burned it in the fall and it just didn't really fit the vibe. So definitely think this is more of a Christmassy winter type feel. This is a beautiful ginger fragrance. It's kind of sophisticated. I don't know what it is about these notes together that really do kind of bring this essence of kind of a Christmas tree feel. Like there's not a tree note listed, but I don't know, it's something to do with the ginger and the vanilla and the cinnamon that kind of makes it feel like a deeper type fragrance. I did do a dedicated review on this one, I believe. So if you guys are curious for more in-depth thoughts, definitely check that out. But I absolutely love this. I had great performance from it. I do have a couple left in my collection, and this did return this year as well, so I'm hoping they continue to bring that out in the coming years because it's really a cozy, warm, cinnamon vanilla type fragrance that I really enjoyed. So I don't know where I put the lid. My little one, actually it might be in here. My little one tends to like to play with these, and I let him play with them because the lids are not gonna hurt anyone. So anyway, sometimes they get misplaced. But anyways, really enjoyed that one. So I got rid of that one. Let's see here. I'm gonna do all my Bath and Body Works first. Next is Thanks and Giving. This has notes of juicy red apple, gooey caramel, and praline pieces. This is from 2020. I believe that this came out in 2020 and we never saw it again, if I'm remembering correctly. And I have to say, this was definitely more a fall type fragrance. I'm like over fall now. Like I'm not burning really any pumpkin, any caramel apple type fragrances. So this is very caramel apple heavy to me. It's kind of funny how as your scent journey continues to go on, and I feel like now that I am especially reviewing things on YouTube, I tend to start burning, like this year for Christmas candles, I started burning pretty soon. I think it was like after my husband's birthday, which is like mid-November. After I changed my decor in my living room, I was like, okay, it's Christmas mode. And in the past, I was pretty true to like sticking to fall until Thanksgiving, and then anything after that was Christmas. So anyways, I felt like with the nature of this, the name of the scent and the packaging, this is more of like a Thanksgiving week type burn, but I was just not, like, I was over the scent. I was like, I'm ready for it to be done. I'm not in caramel apple mode. Um, I honestly don't get a ton of praline from this. This really just smells like a caramel apple. Now, I will say it's not quite as sweet as Cider Lane from my remembering. So maybe that praline kind of added some of that in there. But I just really was kind of over the scent. So I didn't honestly enjoy it that much. But I think it's because I kind of burned it out of my, like, I'm already Christmas mode. So I just was kind of done with it. Performance was fine. It started to kind of dud out towards the end. It did get a little bit murky in there. I will say that I burned this for a little bit longer than I probably usually would because I just was like ready to be done with it. So that could be my fault. Okay, one more Bath and Body Works. Then I just have a couple other random ones that I got through. I really did get through a lot of candles in November. Like the first half of November, I just was like blowing through stuff. So I feel pretty good about how many empties I got through this month. This next one is Sugared Pomegranate. This is from 2021. This has notes of pink grapefruit, sparkling bergamot, and watermelon ice. Honestly, this is a really nice grapefruit fragrance, but I've realized that I don't really like grapefruit fragrances. So I wasn't in love with this fragrance, and this came out again a couple years ago, but it was under a different name. I think it was called Land of Sweets or something. It was like a pink packaging. I also am very like, I don't burn these types of fragrances during Christmas. Like, especially, I just am not really a grapefruit fan. Like, I like to eat it, but I just don't like the smell of it in my home. It's a little bit too, this one is very, very, very strong. So like, if you're looking for a good performance, this was great. Burned pretty well. I love the pink jar. It was almost kind of headache inducing for me. I think the grapefruit note just does not sit well with my nose. If you like fruity type fragrances or like citrusy, like the bergamot, you can definitely smell the bergamot. If you're not really like a gourmand lover and you like fresh and fruity, this is a great option. But I just was kind of ready to be done with this. So happy to have it out of my collection. It was one of those ones that had these really pretty lids. So I will keep this because I like to switch these out, like if I like them on certain candles or whatever, but I also like these for coasters. These are really great coasters because they have the this little plastic piece here that kind of cushions it, and then you can put your drinks on top. So I really love those for coasters. So I'm gonna set that there, and I'm actually gonna set this aside so that I don't forget before I recycle. Okay, done with Bath and Body Works there, so let's go through my Yankees, and then I have a couple of random ones as well. Okay, so I got through Yankee. This is a very old one. I've got this years ago, probably like 2020 or 2019 or 2020. This is Aromatic Orange and Evergreen. This is a pretty orange and tree fragrance. The thing is, I tend to burn, I think this was my last one of these types of jars from Yankee. I tend to burn these in the bathroom, and they really just don't have that great performance, like strength and throw wise. Honestly, I think I've decided that I'm kind of done with Yankee, besides from purchasing like my absolute faves every once in a while, I'm not going to be continually adding those into my collection. I'm really trying to scale down and declutter my collection. And so I just realized that I'm really reaching more towards my Kringle and my caramel sundaes and my Bath & Body Works. I have a really big Bath & Body Works collection I'm trying to get through. So I'm not going to continue to add things like this into my collection that I'm just not in love with. So it was nice. I was kind of ready to be done with it. So it's a pretty orange and evergreen type fragrance. There's like a tiny hint of spice that I get in there. Yeah, so got through that one. And then I also got through a large 2-wick tumbler of balsam and cedar from Yankee Candle. This is also quite old. This is a really good tree fragrance. It's kind of sweet. The cedar is like a really sweet cedar in this one. It's woody, it's pretty. It's not anything like out of this world different or new, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought this had a little bit better performance strength and throw wise. It burned pretty well. So overall it was good. I'm ready to kind of get it out of my collection, be done. But I enjoyed it while it lasted. I burned this with some other tree fragrances to kind of get through these the last couple weeks. So, okay. Next is, actually, I don't think I've talked about them on here before, but this is Winter Pine from Sand and Fog. This is a cute little, oh, also I'll show you this. That's one of the reasons I got it, was because of the lid was really cute. This was from Marshall's. I paid $5 for this at Marshall's. This is a nice sweet pine type fragrance. I do like their fragrances, but I just find that strength and throw wise, I don't get great quality from them. I used to buy a lot of these when I would do more regular like Home Goods and Marshall's trips. I've really gotten out of the habit of that, thank the Lord, because now every once in a while it's fun to go browse, but it just was too tempting for me to like, I would just pick something up every time I was there, and I did not need that in my collection. So I really have cut back on my Home Goods Marshall's trips because of that reason. I only go there unless I absolutely have to. But yeah, so this was one from a while ago that I had picked up. So glad to get through that one as well. So that's 6. And then this is also a random one from Target that I got a couple years ago. This was a LED, like when you would light it, this would light up, which was really pretty. The performance was not that great. This is more of just a kind of an aesthetic type thing that I wanted to try. Someone had recommended these. There was really barely any strength and throw. There was like candle wise, it was not really that great, but it was really pretty when you lit it up. I also used to purchase a lot from Target, not really doing that anymore. So thankful to have that out of my collection as well. So got through 7, right? Yes, 7 this half of the month. Obviously the first half of the month was like crazy. I think I got through like 30 candles the first half of the month, but overall still pretty good. I did get through a lot of home and beauty empties though, so let me chat about those really quick. And I also did get through some wax, so let me talk to you about that. Let's do this one first. So this was really old. I needed to get through this. This is Vanilla Bean Buttercream. Okay, so I got through this really old Vanilla Bean Buttercream. This was a Scentspirations from Scentsy. This is just like a classic creamy buttercream fragrance. This reminds me a lot of like Vanilla Bean from Bath & Body Works. It was nice. It got really kind of gross. That's why I was like, okay, I need to get this out of my collection. Sometimes I feel like that can happen with vanilla scented things, like the oils kind of go bad a little bit quicker than other ones. They just kind of get gooey. So this was nice though. This performed pretty well for me. It was a pretty buttercream fragrance, so got rid of that. Another one that I got rid of was cinnamon buttercream. I don't think that this is available anymore. I picked this up a long time ago. This is nice. It's kind of a spicy buttercream type fragrance. It's kind of more of a spicy cinnamon than it is like a sweet cinnamon. And honestly, the performance on this is not very good. So I plan to kind of get rid of this, and then I probably won't repurchase this one. I really wanted to like this one a little bit more than I did. I like the idea of it, but it just didn't really meet my expectations with, it's a little bit too spicy, but then it didn't really perform at all. So it was like maybe a half a day total. I tend to change out my wax, like I try to do it every 3 to 4 days. Scentsy I find lasts pretty decent amount for me, especially if I'm doing like 3 to 4 cubes. Just kind of depends on the scent. But this one I found that the performance was not very good. So I probably won't be repurchasing that. Anyways, gingerbread pecan waffles. I really enjoyed this one, and I think this one was last year. I really loved the gingerbread and pecan. I felt like, I think I've talked about this a little bit, but I've kind of noticed that I'm not a huge gingerbread person, and this made me really, really enjoy gingerbread. And maybe that's because I got more pecan than gingerbread. I don't know, but it was really nice gingerbread, nutty, sweet mixture with that little bit of waffle note in there. I really, really liked that. I don't think they've come back with this, but I enjoyed it. So I actually ended up melting that in my office and really loved it. Okay, now I'm done with home fragrance. So everything else is gonna be like home or beauty. So if you want to continue watching, awesome. If you only wanted to see the candle empties, now's your time to log off. But anyways, let's hop right into it. We'll start with this. I did get through a hand soap. This is from this year, Brambleberry Harvest. This has notes of sweet berry jam, orange zest, and fresh picked cranberries. I really enjoyed this one. This was a nice berry jam fragrance. I liked the cranberry note in there. Honestly, this would be so good in a candle. I loved it. It was nice and fresh, really, really good. So I enjoyed that in my bathroom. I also noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I would say maybe within the last 2 years, Bath & Body Works has completely removed the dyes from their hand soaps, which is kind of cool. I think that's in their attempt to make things a little bit more clean. So this does not have sulfates, parabens, and dyes at all. So like, I have a pretty large collection of soaps and I'm getting through them, and I've sold a lot of them, but I've realized that my older ones have color to the soap. So that's obviously when they still had dyes in them. And now they don't. So it makes me a little bit more like, okay, if I buy new ones, they're a little bit cleaner, less, you know, toxic things, which is always great. So anyways, enjoyed that one. What else did I get through? I got through an apple cider and nutmeg hemp lotion. This is great for the fall time. It's a really pretty apple cider cinnamon scent. Oh, it's so good. It's like, it's almost like you can smell the whipped cream. I don't know how they do that. Really delicious. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever had this before. What do they call them? What is that called? Cinnamon apple spice or something from Starbucks. Every once in a while I would get these because it's just a nice non-coffee drink. They like heat apple cider and then they put, I think it's called a caramel apple spice. That's what it is. They put caramel, they like put a couple pumps of caramel in there, and it's like warm apple cider, and then they put whipped cream on top. This is kind of what this smells like. Really, really good. Loved it. I will say I've been falling in love with the EOS lotions a little bit more than Hemp's. I like Hemp's, but they are a lot thinner and I feel like the moisturizing qualities don't last quite as long, especially during this time of year. It gets really, really dry in Colorado. Um, and so I'm kind of looking for that extra like oomph of moisturizing stuff. This is really nice. It's really thin and pretty when you put it on, but it does not last that long. Whereas I feel like the EOS lasts a little bit longer on my skin. So anyways, enjoyed this, but I don't know if I'm gonna I feel like I'm gonna start using up a little bit more of my Hemp's collection and not really be repurchasing because I'm just leaning more towards the EOS lotions nowadays. Okay, another thing that I got through, I guess I'll just do like beauty things first. It doesn't really matter. I'll do this. So I got through an apple cider Mrs. Meyer's all-purpose spray. I've talked about them before. I do really like their multi-surface spray. It's pretty cheap. I think it's like $4. I feel like it does a good job. It smells good. This is a nice, fresh, apple-y scent. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a little bit of cinnamon in there too. So yeah, I enjoy this for the fall time. Now I'm kind of transitioning into more like holiday scents. So they have a really pretty pine scent that I love. And they also have a peppermint and a snowdrop. And they also have like an orange spice that came out a while ago. And I don't know if it's come back, but I really like that one. So I'm going to use those this time of year. Okay, next up is actually a mouthwash. And if you guys did not know, I'm a dentist, and so I don't really talk about dental things on here because my channel is about candles. But this is a TheraBreath mouthwash. There's a lot of different recommendations out there for mouthwash, but one of the reasons I love, love, love this one is it actually feels fresh and cleansing, but it doesn't have alcohol in it, so it doesn't dry out your mouth. And it doesn't kill all of the it doesn't kill all of the good bacteria as well. One of the things about Listerine that can be really a negative to using Listerine is it dries out your mouth and it kills everything, as opposed to just kind of targeting the bad bacteria and leaving the good bacteria. So if you struggle with finding a mouthwash that you like, that feels cleansing and refreshing, but doesn't have alcohol in it, I highly suggest this one. This is one of my personal favorites. So you guys can get this at Target, Walmart. I get them on Amazon too, just subscription. Really, really love this stuff. I have tried multiple of their flavors and I always go back to this one. This is the most refreshing one that I've noticed. It kind of has the same effects as Listerine, like you feel really, really clean, but it doesn't have all the bad stuff. So anyways, highly recommend that. Another thing that I tried this past month, I think I got through it in a month, was these Medicube pore pads. This is like it was like a toner, like little pads in there. It came with like a little tong, like a little mini tong in here, which is kind of cool. Hi, Glacier. Would you like to say hi? The camera's right there. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, don't lick the camera. Anyways, here's the thing. This stuff has such good reviews on Amazon. It's Korean skincare, which I've heard a lot of good things about as well. It has a lot of really strong acids in there. I think I overdid it a little bit with these. Like I was using these every single night and it really kind of made my skin break out. The funny thing is I bought another one to continue trying because skin stuff, you kind of have to give it time. But I think what I decided is I'm not going to go so overboard with this. Like maybe use this once or twice a week because I feel like the acids in here are really, really strong. So it can really strip your skin barrier if you're not careful. So I will say I'm going to give it another shot, but I'm going to not go so overboard on it and kind of see if that helps. So Anyways, pretty affordable though for like a good cleansing like toner pad. Okay, and then last thing on here is I got through a Dove Intensive Repair conditioner. I've really been liking this brand. I have, okay, so there's a couple things. I've recently gotten highlights in my hair. I have always naturally had blonde hair. After I had my kiddo, my hair started to turn a little bit darker. So I dyed it for the first time ever in June. I've been trying not to go overboard with washing and conditioning too often because my hair gets really tangly after having it dyed. And anyways, so I use this when I can. I really like it. I also really love Pureology, which is a great, like, good quality hair and, shampoo and conditioner. But it's just really expensive. So I got through this and one of the hair masks as well. This is like supposed to be a little bit of a stronger, I don't know, it's more of a mask, it's thicker. I really enjoyed both of these. I think it's always so satisfying when you get through like conditioners and stuff like that. So I also really like the smell of this. It's just really nice, fresh and clean. So you can get that at Target, Walmart, whatever. Anyways, I think that's all I have. So I got through quite a few like home and beauty things and 7 candles. I'm excited for December. I've got a lot of good holiday fragrances on the lineup. Yeah, so I will be going out of town for about a week in December for Christmas. So I'm going to try and get through as much as I can. I might bring some candles to my destination, we'll see, because I'm going to be there over Christmas and it's nice to, have some Christmas candles to burn. But anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. I cannot believe it's already December tomorrow. Can't wait to see what everyone burned and got through this month. So please comment if you see any of your faves or, what did you guys get through this month? It's always fun to see what people have gotten through. Let me know if you have any questions. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Please like this video. It really helps my channel kind of push out the algorithm for YouTube. And I just really appreciate you guys being here and taking the time to watch. These videos are always so fun for me to film. And honestly, I watch other people's empties all the time because I just think it's so satisfying to see what people get through in the month. So anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of your day and hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I will see you in the next one.